For copyright reasons, we don't record the meditation, but we will send a link out in our follow-up newsletter. And good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our series, Self-Care Isn't Selfish. My name is Myrna LaPrey, and I am going to be your MC today. Thank you for joining us. And for those who maybe are joining us for the first time, I just want to tell you a little bit about how this series came to be. A group of us who are coaches trained by Hilda Wienman from Generation Healing, as well as members of Women's Federation, we really wanted to combine our knowledge and skills as coaches together with our with Women's Federation supporting members. And we feel like it really speaks to the vision of Women's Federation, women working together to establish a culture of heart in the family, community, nation, and world in order to achieve genuine and sustainable peace under God. So at this time, we are going to give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves just briefly. So I'm going to call on you so that we don't have to worry about who's going next. So what we would like you to share is your name, where you are living, and if one sentence about what attracted you to our series today. So I'm going to start with Roseanne. Unmute yourself and then speak.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roseanne Kennett, and I'm with the Oregon chapter of Women's Federation for World Peace. And I came today because I've been in other trainings with Hanka, and she is an incredibly wise and compassionate human being. So I'm excited to hear this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Roseanne. So Vicki, you're next, and Lisbeth, you're after Vicki. Vicki, you have to unmute.
I'm Vicki Phelps. I live in Colorado Springs because my son and 6 grandchildren and their family live near here. And I guess like everybody else, I live with a certain degree of everyday tension, of uncertainty about the future and finances and stuff like that. So if there are techniques to help me relax more or deal with that stress, then I need to learn it.
Thank you, Vicki. Lisbeth?
Hi, hello. Nice to meet you again, Myrna.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Lisbeth Nieto. I live in Mexico, in a city, the name is Querétaro, very close to Mexico City, 2 hours far away. And I'm attracted to this meeting because of the topic, self-care. I have not been caring myself for a while since I have a daughter with some issues, health issues. So I'm here looking to take care of myself. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Claudine, and Robin, you're after Claudine.
Hi everyone, my name is Claudine. I live for Michigan, Grand Rapids. I am the member for Women's Federation for World Peace. I'm very happy to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudine. Welcome. Robin and Christine Dodge, you're after Robin. Robin, you're muted.
Hi, I'm Robin Schroeder. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area in San Lorenzo. It's in the East Bay. And why I came to the meeting, that's right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Several reasons. Yes, I'm with Women's Federation a long time, but also the self-care theme is an important one, I think. And specifically emotion code, actually, I was involved with that a little bit several years ago and got some kind of good results from it, but I haven't touched base with that for a long time. So glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Christine?
Hello, my name is Christine Dodge. and I live in Santa Rosa, Northern California. And I'm interested in the topic and also the speaker. I'm a member of Women's Federation for a long time. So I'm curious it's my first time to participate. So
Okay, thank you. Welcome,
I'll be
Christine.
watching, kind of.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Linda and Blandine, you're next.
Thank you.
Linda, you have to unmute.
I work with Roseanne in Oregon, and I have been a member of WFWP since it started. I really feel like women go through a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety on a day-to-day basis, and I think I was born with that. So my undergrad's in psychology and behavioral science, and I've always seeked to self-care, not just for myself, but for others. So I'm really grateful to be here.
Thank you, Linda. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Blandine Stringer. I live in Ottawa, Canada. And I really feel that this century being the time for women, as our true father said, and one of the attribute of women is we are geared to heal and to heal others, but also to heal ourselves. So I was very happy about being connected to this group who is doing self-care. Thank you.
Thank you. Victoria and Cynthia, you're next.
Hello, I'm from Seattle, Washington. And well, I heard about self-care meetings from my friend Svetlana, and so I was watching a recorded one about the exercise from Yuki Pullman. So I was very inspired, and I wanted to join today because I'm very inspired to hear this topic. Thank you.
Welcome. Glad you could come. Cynthia and Donna, you're next. Cynthia, you need to unmute.
My name is Cynthia. I live in New Jersey, and I wanted to be on this call because it was so professionally put together. I liked the email. It seemed like I want to learn how to do that. It looked very professional, the invitation. So I wanted to be on the call.
Well, welcome, Cynthia. And Donna and Marie, you're next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna from Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm grateful to be a part of Self-Care's and Selfish Work Group. And I'm also grateful for Hanka. I've been meeting her in the past and recognize that she has so much to give, and can't wait to hear her topic today.
Thank you, Donna. Marie Bond.
Yes, hi. My name is Marie Bond. I live in California, Sunnyvale. I am mother of 5 children, and the reason is to be here is to unite with all of you and listen to each other and try to support each other. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yvonne and Lisa Burns, you're next. Yvonne, you have to unmute.
Hi. Yes, I'm Yvonne Benavides, and I live in Seattle. And yeah, I got your email. I thought it seemed really interesting. And especially because the topic is like self-care is not selfish. I think that's really true because, you know, we always have to remember that we're in for the long haul. Like we're not here for just to make an effort for 1 day or 2 days or 1 year or 2 years or even a decade, but to think that, you know, we want to be there for the ones we love always and for others, you know. So the way we do that, I do believe it's, you know, also love others as you love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to love others? So, you know, that's actually, you know, the words of, you know, Christ. So we have to learn to love ourselves and love others the same way.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Lisa Burns and Nancy Asmunsen, you're next.
Oh, hi. My name is Lisa Burns, and I'm a Myrna's neighbor. I live 5 minutes from her. So I'm here because I think she's a wise woman, and I went to few of these. I listened, but I didn't have so much time. I mean, somehow it's always top of something. So I'm here today. I don't know what's the topic, but I'm waiting.
Well,
Great.
welcome, Lisa. Okay, Nancy and Shoko, you're next.
Hi, I'm Nancy Asmunsen. I'm in Davis, California, which is near Sacramento. And recently I've been researching and learning more about real love. And I also attended some of these self-care isn't selfish talks. And so I feel like I'm getting some interesting information from those. And I'm looking forward to hearing Hannah talk today.
Okay, welcome, Nancy. Shoko?
Yes. Hello, my name is Shoko Uema. I'm from Los Angeles. Today I attended because I saw the topic is about emotion. I believe that woman has the beautiful power if that emotion is taken care of and we know how to take care. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Maria?
Hi, everybody. I'm a member in New York from Family Women's Federation. Of course, I'm interested since I'm self-certified in the emotion code and also familiar with the body code. So it's a really interesting topic and very helpful. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we're glad you're here too. Is there anyone I missed besides Hanka? We're gonna let her introduce in just a minute. Did I miss anyone? Okay, so just a reminder that if you have any background noise, if you could keep muted during the event, that we are recording it and we will send out the recording afterwards. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Hanka Musilova. Sorry if I say your last name wrong. And so her topic today is okay, I'm gonna get this wrong. It's our emotions, words, and our actions, our feelings, how they are all connected, and she'll introduce more about that. But she's a mother of 7 and she lives in the Czech Republic. So we are a very international group here today with at least 4 countries represented and all across the United States. And Canada I'm including Canada as one of the countries. And she has certified with emotion code since 2011 and 2014. She's been using body code. Those are both developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson in the US. And she's also, since 2020, she also is using original energy code, which is developed by Kurt Stadelberger from Austria, which covers more of the spiritual issues and our inheritance of different energies from our ancestors. And later, we'll hear from her about how she uses what she's presenting to us today in her practices and as a coach and working with others. But at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Hanka, and you may, I'm gonna pin you. Hold on one second. I did it wrong. Here we go. Spotlight. All right, go ahead, Hanka.
Thank you very much for your introduction. So I heard from a couple of you that you like this emotion code, but I will not talk so much about the emotion code today. I will just touch the topic a little bit, but I felt for the sake of this program, self-care is not selfish, to touch more the topic of thoughts and beliefs, because I think behind emotions or behind our feelings, there are some underlying unconscious beliefs or or the way how we see ourselves and see the world is really influenced by our beliefs. So I would like to share with you my presentation. I hope you can see it all. And I name my presentation, "The Word Can Save or Kill." And a subtitle is "How I Talk to Myself and How I Talk to Others." And actually, if you think about it, it's really influencing each other, how I talk to myself and how I talk to others. And even in the Bible, there is written, at the beginning, there was a word which came from God. So we can see that the word is very powerful energy, which is creating something either wonderful or something bad even today. But at the beginning, of course, it was something wonderful. And if you are not completely conscious about the power of word, you can check it with the children. If you say some nice word to child or some bad word to child, the child reacts immediately. So we can see that the words are very powerful, how we use them and how we talk. So first I would like to have a look how we live our life daily, what we are doing, how we are perceiving the words, how we are feeling the world around us. And how I said, behind our feelings and emotions, there are some thoughts, some underlying beliefs. And those thoughts and beliefs actually gave us certain perception of ourselves and perception of the world. And even though two people are facing the same situation, each one of them is perceiving the situation differently. And I'm sure you're conscious of it. And those underlying beliefs and thoughts are actually influencing how we feel and what emotions we are dealing with, what emotions we decide to use at this situation. And actually the beliefs and thoughts are attracting certain situations we are facing every day. And based on our feelings and emotions, we are doing some actions or decisions, or we are behaving in certain ways. And all those things are affecting each other. Our actions affects our emotions affects our thoughts and beliefs. So everything is like in a circle, and it happens at once. It can happen in a second. It's not like slow step by step, but like it happens at the moment we are facing something or we are experiencing something. We are actually talking to ourselves constantly. When we face some situations or experiences, we talk to ourselves about those situations. We are creating stories about the situations. And sometimes we are creating the stories which are not even true in reality, but they are based on our beliefs we have inside. So if I think about beliefs, emotions, and actions, what does it mean? What those words mean? The belief is some feeling of certainty about what does certain thing mean. And each one of us, how I said, can have different belief about the same thing. And it depends on our perception, on our own perception. Concerning emotions, these are experienced by body through our senses, through our spiritual and physical senses. And those emotions sometimes get stuck in the body, and that's what the emotion code is doing, releasing this energy of stuck emotions in the body. And then actions are actually our decision. What will I do based on what I feel, based on what I think about the situation? And all those things are creating our personality. So we are creating ourselves through those things, through those steps. And each one of us is creating our personality. So we can see that the beliefs have really very strong power on us, on how we see the world, on how we think about ourselves and how we think about others, or how we think about our lives. And that's why I want to touch this topic of beliefs a little bit more. And I want to have a look where our beliefs come from, how our soul grows and how our soul develops actually. When the child is born, they say that we are born like empty books. But according my understanding, I think we have already something written then when we are born, because we come from some lineage, from some lineages, actually more lineages than one, because we have father, mother, they have their father's mother, and on and on. So the experiences of our lineages, or the energy of our lineages, those are coming to us, and we have already those things in ourselves when we are born. So everyone, each one of us is carrying certain energies from one or more of our lineages, and they are usually unconscious. We don't know what our ancestors were experiencing or what they were feeling, but we can feel it in our energy field sometimes. And then, of course, we are growing, and as children, we are experiencing many things. And up to approximately 7 years, we are like sponges, and we suck everything in. Everything what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we touch, everything what is going on around us, we just suck into ourselves. And many times we make some conclusion out of those things. And we take everything in and we take it as a fact. We don't judge it because we don't have this analyzed mind yet in this early childhood. We just take it in and we think that it's true, that is truth. And we are sometimes, when we go through some painful experiences in our childhood, we can create or make some conclusion which will help us to be protected against this pain. And so it's very different when the child grows up in an ideal family where the parents are loving, where the parents are loving each other and where the parents are loving the child. And it's very different from the child which grows up in a family where parents are fighting with each other all the time and they don't have time for the child. For the first child, the world can be a very safe and happy place. And for the second child, the world is a dangerous place without love. Maybe the conclusion can be, I'm not worthy of love. So it's very important in what environment we are growing up, because this influences us, and with which people we are growing up, which people we are meeting on our way in life. And especially those first 7 years are very, very basic for our adulthood, adult life. And some people, they end up in this way. They just create, they have their own beliefs from their childhood and the energies from their ancestors. But when we start to be conscious of those things, and we feel like we have some underlying beliefs which are blocking us in our way, in our self-growth or in our development, then we start to look for something which can help us to overcome those beliefs. And we are looking for some ways how to grow within ourselves, how to develop more deeply. Because the goal is really we want to be happy in our life. We want to be happy, fulfilled, live in love and acceptance. It's very important for each one of us. And all those things, what we feel in our daily life, it's many times based on our habits, on our everyday habits, what we are doing every day. And I would like to give you a couple of tips what you can do to change, or what you can change or you can do in order to feel more happier in your life, in your daily life, or more fulfilled in your daily life. So when I look at those, it's just a couple of tips. There of course can be more tips, but I just chose those ones because I think those things we can influence easily, or at least I hope we can easily influence them. So the first thing is, how do I start my day? When I wake up, will I say to myself, oh my gosh, another day, I have to do so many things? Or do I start my day, oh, it's a wonderful, beautiful, sunny day. I'm looking forward to see new adventure in my day. And we can start our day actually completely different. We can maybe smile when we wake up. We can maybe say thank you to my bed that you gave me so good sleep. Thank you for my house that you cover me and you are carrying all my family and taking care of our family, because in today's world you can see that there are people they don't have home anymore. So all those things we can be thankful for. And really, when we start our day in a good way or in a positive way, the day can go on in a more positive way. And also it's good maybe to start with small meditation to calm and concentrate our mind, or some physical exercise, or just walk in the nature. It's wonderful start of the day when you just go out into the nature and you hear the sounds of birds and you feel the air and you breathe the fresh air. It's wonderful start for the day. And also you can drink clean water, which wakes up your brain, which brings more oxygen to your body. And when I think about the start of the day, it's also important how you finish the day. Because if you go to bed with worries and with things that what you did not do well in the day, or what you have to do next day, you usually wake up with the same worries. So it's really important also how you finish the day. And there I would recommend maybe also the meditation to calm your mind down, to really find some peace within yourself, to breathe deeply in order to really bring oxygen into your body. And maybe very good habit is to make gratefulness journaling and find at least 3 points in your day which you are grateful for. You can say, I'm so grateful that I could manage all my children in time to school or to their hobbies, whatever. Or I'm so grateful that I could work in my garden and my flowers are growing nicely. Whatever is small or big, we can be grateful for. It's important that we are mentioning it to ourselves. And then another thing is, which I will talk more about, is the way how we talk to ourselves. How do I talk to myself in a moment when I'm doing right and in the moment when I'm doing wrong? Do I use encouraging words or supportive words for myself? Or do I put myself down in those moments? And then also what is important during our days, what do I focus on? Where is my focus? Do I focus on more things which I cannot do, or on things which I don't have? Or am I focusing more on things I have, on things I can do? It is also very important what we are focusing on. If we are focusing more on positivity or more on negativity, because where is my focus, there goes my energy actually. And this is also important. Where or to what do I give my energy? Where I am investing my energy? And usually this is very connected. What I think about in my mind, then my focus goes there and my energy goes there too. So it's good to make a new habit of positive thinking and focusing more on things I can influence and not on things that I cannot influence so much. And on things I have, actually, people are sometimes forgetting the things they have, and they are focusing more on those things they don't have. They are focusing on lack instead of on gratefulness. And what is important there is how I feed my body every day, because the energy comes from the body. And if I don't take care of my body, I don't have enough energy for anything. Maybe I am even sick because I don't have enough energy. And here is important how I really, what do I give to my body? Do I give it a good, healthy food? Or do I give it more heavy food? Because when we have some heavy food, then our digestive system has to work harder. And this takes energy from us, because everything goes into this digestive system. So if we give our body more healthy stuff, more lighter stuff, more vegetables, and all those healthy diet, then our body feels good and we have more energy to really create not only our life, but to create something for others. And this is connected also with our mind. It's not only our body, but this is also our mind, what we are feeding our mind, what we are giving to our mind. Do I watch news, which are usually full of negative stuff? Or what kind of books do I read? Do I read books which are concentrating on wars, maybe? Or do I read books which are full of inspiration from others, or full of some nice things to look for? And also, what is important, what people am I meeting every day? With what kind of people am I talking to every day? Am I meeting people who are talking negatively all the time? Or do I meet people who are trying to work on their own inner self-growth? Or am I listening to inspiring people, to some leaders of the world who are really living for others and really giving their best? So all those things, these are habits actually, and we can change them from step by step. We can change all those. And today I want to talk a little bit more about the way how we talk to ourselves, because how I said, the words are very powerful, especially the word I am. Because the mind, when you say I am something, the mind takes it as a truth. So really, we sometimes don't think about it so much, but if you look at yourself, how do you talk to yourself, especially when you mess up something? What will you say to yourself or about yourself? Sometimes in your mind or sometimes aloud. I used to say I'm stupid when I messed something up, or that I'm not good enough, or I cannot do it. And you can put anything you say to yourself. I'm sure you have your own words there also. And even people have more tendency to give those negative words to ourselves more than the positive ones. And that's why I want to ask you also, what do you say to yourself when you do something right? When you do something which is nice and good and great, do you say to yourself, I'm so amazing, I'm so great, I'm so beautiful? Do you tell those things to yourself? Or do you, one sister once, she told me, I say to myself, it was good, but it could be better. Yeah, so we have really the tendency to say up to ourselves those negative things more. And even for me, I'm now 47 years old, and after a couple of therapies and things I went through, only after those years, I once stood in front of a mirror and I told myself, oh, you're really beautiful. And for the first time in my life, after all those years, I felt it's true. Until then, I thought it's not true. And it's because I had some underlying beliefs about myself and about the world. So I want to ask you to do a favor to you. And this is just one step. You can do many other things, but you can start with this small step. And I would like to ask you to close your eyes for a while. And just imagine that you are standing in front of the mirror. And you're looking into your eyes, deeply into your eyes. And you are saying to yourself, I love you. I love you so much. And put your name there. I love you, Hannah. I love you so much. I really deeply, deeply love you. And then keep your eyes still closed and imagine yourself looking into your eyes and say, I accept you. I accept you, Hannah. Again, put your name there. I accept you with everything you are, with everything you are not, with everything you have, with everything you have not. I just accept you as you are completely. And then again, look into your eyes deeply and say, I forgive you. I forgive you, Hannah. I forgive you for everything you ever messed up, for everything you made wrong in your life. I really, really forgive you. And if you have some little voice behind which is telling it's not true, then just open the door for this energy and say, I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning to accept myself. And I'm learning to forgive myself. And those words can keep the door open for your life, for your new opportunities. So now you can open your eyes and do yourself a favor. In the next days, every time you pass the mirror, just say to yourself, I love you, I accept you, and I forgive you. And I hope it can become your new habit for yourself, because this is the thing each one of us needs most, to be loved, to be completely accepted. And sometimes we are blocking the way because we think we are not forgivable. And that's why there is this verse, I forgive you too. So I would like to thank you for your attention. And now I would like to ask Mirna to put on the video from Dr. Masaru Emoto. I'm sure you know, all of you. He was the Japanese doctor who made experiences with water, and he put words, different kind of words on the glasses of water, and then he froze those water and made a picture of the snowflakes that were created by those words. And why am I mentioning this, or why I want this video on? Because our bodies are from 70 to 80% made of water. So every word you hear or you say to yourself affects how you feel in your body. So please, Mirna, can you put it on?
Welcome back, everyone. So we will have a chance, if you want, to share a little bit about your experience before the end. But right now, we'd like to open up for any questions with for Hanka. If you have a question, if you could type it into the chat, and then we'll ask her. I would like to ask her to start with just talking a little bit about her practice and what she does, because she didn't really talk about that.
So I'm combining the things which Mirna told at the beginning. I'm combining emotion code, body code, and now original energy code. Emotion code is dealing mostly with emotions which are stuck in our bodies, yeah, because when we experience something, we are experiencing the things through our senses, yeah. And if we don't process the emotion well, if we really don't let it go in hands, and maybe we stop the emotion. Sometimes we stop, don't cry, it's not good to cry in front of people. Whatever we say to ourselves, we actually stop the emotion, and the emotion can stuck in the body. So the emotion code is releasing the emotions in this way. And body code is more working more holistically with all the body, because we are influenced by many things, not only from inside, but also from outside. Toxicity is really around us a lot, and many things can affect our bodies. So it looks at all the human beings more deeply. And original energy code is going into our ancestors and into our inheritance from our ancestors. Yeah, so it works a lot with our spiritual burdens from our ancestors. Sometimes, many times, actually curses which comes to us from our ancestors. And I'm always saying that it really depends how we behave in our life, what we are doing, and also how we are talking, not only to ourselves, to others. So either we are attracting good things into our lives or negative things, and it really depends on us, on our decision, on our thinking, on our focus. Yeah, so all those things are important. And I'm using also some kind of mentoring or coaching, because if you just release energies for people, it does not change them so much. So I'm trying to convince them to really grow within themselves, to really live truly, and not only for themselves, but for others. So I'm using different kind of methods, or I'm inspired by many speakers. So I'm using anything which comes to my mind. It's really like individualistic work. Each person is different. So I'm using different kind of things for each person.
Okay.
Is it okay like this?
Yeah. So there's another question. What essential oil is good for anxiety?
Actually, we were sharing in the group that lemon oil is very good for calming down the nervous system when you feel very under stress, or when you have some panic attack or something. It's good to have lemon oil, and either you just smell it or you put it in your mouth, one drop, and it really calms down your nervous system very quickly. Or you can drink water with lemon. And there is the question for anxiety. Well, it depends. Yeah. Also, sometimes this lemon oil is good, and sometimes this mandarin. I don't know in English. It's actually all citruses. I don't know if I pronounce it well. They are very good for those harsh feelings.
Okay.
But I would, concerning anxiety, I would go deeper into maybe underlying beliefs, because you feel anxiety because of some reason.
Okay. Just so you know that we will share in the follow-up email, we will share Hanka's information if you would like to talk to her more about this. Okay, the next question is, what happens when unconscious feelings like grief surface? What's the best way to process it?
Well, the thing is that when we are facing some difficult situations, we are many times rejecting the situation, or we are preventing it from us in order to not to feel pain. So if you feel some grief or pain, I would just let it go. I would just really feel it through. And then maybe I would ask myself, what is behind? Why I feel like that? Why is it so strong for me? And then maybe I would go into my childhood, or maybe I would look into my ancestral lineage. And I would really try to find a way how to help them to feel better, or how to release this grief from them also. If it would be connected with my childhood, I would look for the situation, and maybe I would try to accept the situation, because usually the pain comes out when we are rejecting the reality, and we are trying to say to ourselves that it's not true what is happening to me at the moment. And this fight actually against reality is causing the pain we are feeling at the moment. So I don't know if I could answer your question, Donna.
That's great.
Okay, there's another question here. Do you use crystals?
No, but I use pendulum. I use pendulum. But for sure, crystals are very good. They have very good energy. And I'm recommending sometimes people, especially colors of chakras, I'm recommending to people. And thank you for your kind words, all of you.
There's another question here. How to start the day is up to us, but how to end the day is up to the many people we relate with. For example, many times the children cause us a lot of anxiety. It's hard to relax until the problem is solved. That's every mother's heart. So how do we deal with this?
Yeah, actually, I feel like when mother is okay, the husband is okay, and the children are okay. So when we feel under pressure, or when we feel overwhelmed, then all kinds of problems pops up in everybody in the family. And I really feel the dynamic. So I'm trying really to work on my inner child or inner self in order to really find a harmony within myself. And when I feel harmonized, then even though some difficult situation comes up, I can deal with it in much better way, in much more peaceful way, and I can find solution in better ways. So I can see it like before I was very, how to say, sometimes hysterical, but more and more I work on myself, I feel that it's more easier to deal with those situations because I am peaceful and I don't react harshly on those situations. So I can calm my children down. I can tell them the right words to calm down or whatever. Or if they feel some anxiety, I'm just there with them. Yeah, it's important sometimes just to be there for them, and children actually can calm down very quickly if they are accepted, if mother or the parents can accept their feelings, then they just calm down very easily because we don't reject them, we don't reject their feelings. I hope it could answer your question, Mari.
Okay, thank you, Hanka. So it really starts with us, right? we make a difference, just like the water. Yeah. All right, thank you again, Hanka. And as I said, we will send out her contact information in the follow-up newsletter. Is there anyone who would like to just share briefly about their takeaway or their experience from today? We have a few minutes.
I would.
Okay, go ahead, Shirley.
Yeah, Dr. Emoto, I've heard about snowflake study before, but the difference in the snowflake before and after prayer, I told my group, I need to pray more. I couldn't believe the difference, and that there was a Hitler snowflake in there. Just amazing. And the shape and the color, the feeling of the one that says that you're a fool. I mean, I could just talk about that all day. I was just amazed. And then also I want to look more into the plant healing and wanted to really congratulate Hannah on this wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Anyone else? Go ahead, Roseanne.
So when Hanka was speaking about, saying the right words, calming your children and being harmonized within and how that affects the children, It reminded me of a new word I learned recently in a Thomas Hubel course called co-regulation. And I feel like that's kind of what she's talking about. So, and also what self-care is about. If we take care of ourselves, we have harmony within, we can help other people, our children, maybe somebody who's struggling that we're working with. We help them regulate their emotions as well. And honestly, I didn't really understand what that meant until Hanka was sharing about her experience with her kids. So thank you for that. That really clarified there, and that's very powerful too, that we have that ability to impact others through co-regulation. I love that word now.
Co-regulation, yeah, great. Okay, anyone else? We have time for maybe one more. You can just unmute. Linda, go ahead.
This was such a wonderful and powerful presentation because as women, you know, actually I was in a group with a woman from Mexico and one from Canada and then me, United States, and we all had kind of the similar kind of testimonies like about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves. And I think as women, we always see the cup kind of half empty, like, oh, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And I really thank my sister Myrna because one time I called her and I was really kind of down and out and regretting on some stuff as a mother. And she says, you know, grief doesn't help you. So I have that on my mirror and that really helps me a lot. But I'm really grateful for you because I think we all need to heal each other. And you know, being a Native woman, you know, there's a lot of trauma in my history, but I know I've radically changed myself in my thinking and with God to really change that and also to just offer the things that are uncontrollable that I can't make it. That happened in the past. I can't, you know, and so just giving it to God and really feeling that healing. And I agree with my other sister, Shirley, because those snowflakes, I'm never gonna forget. And the ugliest snowflake was Hitler's. It was worse than evil.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make
So
sure.
thank you, Hannah. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, I'll make sure to send out that link so you can share that with other people too on that YouTube channel. But yeah, so thank you everyone for your presence, and especially thank you for Hanka for your presentation today. And I just want to mention, I guess I should have done this at the beginning, but our team that works together to plan these is Roseanne and Donna and myself, as well as Lisa Freistrater, who's not here today, and Loretta Anderson. So we always are looking for more people who might present at one of our future events. But next month, we are gonna sort of continue in the vein that we talked about today, which is about, actually, I'm going to be giving the presentation, and it's about reclaiming health and wholeness, healing your inner child. So that was some of the points that Hanka talked about, where as we heal ourselves, actually, then we can better relate, co-regulate with our family, with our friends, and that will be on Saturday, May 14th, and we'll send out the link to sign up for that. And let's see. Oh, and then I'm also going to introduce Roseanne to share about an exciting, they do an annual peace conference in the Oregon chapter, and I just want to turn it over to her to share a little bit about that will take place in May.
Yeah, this will be our 8th annual Peace and Justice Conference. And thanks to COVID, it's gone on Zoom, but I think the silver lining is I can invite all of you and your friends because it will be on Zoom again this year. And we just confirmed a guest speaker, Marianne Williamson, who is an amazing peace advocate author, speaker, and so she's going to be there. We'll send the flyer. You can register, get the link. It's a free event, and it's
What's
on
the
May
date?
12th. May 12th, 9 to 4 Pacific time, and Marianne will speak at 2 p.m. But we'll send you the details as they become available. Thank you.
Yes, and also, as Linda just put in the chat, we are having a currently having a fundraiser drive for Women's Federation for World Peace. So if you're not familiar with us, or if you're not a member, I will also have a link. You can click on wfwp.us, or we'll send a link in our newsletter article and for you to join us. And not just our monthly webinars, but there's many other programs that Women's Federation does. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. And we look forward to seeing you next month.
Very good. Thank you.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Goodbye. Bye, Hannah.
Thank you. Bye, Anna.
Thank you so much.
Roseanne.
Thanks, Hanka.
Bye. Bye.